On October 25th, 2023, the quiet town of Lewiston, Maine, was shattered by an unspeakable tragedy. In a matter of moments, lives were lost, families were torn apart, and a community was left grappling with the aftermath of violence. This is not just another story about a mass shooting. It's a deep dive into the heart of America's gun violence crisis. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more in-depth discussions on pressing issues. Today, we're exploring the tragic events that unfolded in Lewiston and what they mean for our society as a whole. Let's set the scene. It was a typical Wednesday evening in Lewiston, a small city known for its close-knit community and scenic views. But everything changed when Robert Card opened fire at a bowling alley and a nearby restaurant. In just minutes, 18 lives were lost, and many more were injured. Survivors described scenes of chaos and terror. One witness recalled hearing gunshots ringing out while families enjoyed their evening. The sound of laughter turned into screams as people scrambled for safety. In the days following this horrific event, the community came together to mourn. Vigils were held across Lewiston as residents paid tribute to those who lost their lives. But amidst the grief, questions began to arise. This tragedy is not an isolated incident. It's part of a larger pattern. In fact, nearly 45,000 Americans die from gun-related incidents each year. So why does this keep happening? What can we do to stop it? We need to look at this as a public health crisis. Gun violence affects everyone: families, communities, even entire states. Stricter gun laws could help prevent these tragedies. We need universal background checks and red flag laws to keep firearms out of the hands of those who pose a threat. Robert Card had a history of mental health issues that raised red flags prior to the shooting. This brings us to another crucial point. Mental health support must be integrated into our approach to gun violence prevention. Communities across America are stepping up with initiatives aimed at improving mental health resources and support systems. It's essential that we address these underlying issues if we hope to prevent future tragedies. The aftermath of the Lewiston shooting has reignited debates about gun control legislation. Advocates are calling for immediate action from lawmakers. Will they listen? We need change now. Enough is enough. I believe in our right to bear arms, but there has to be some common sense involved. As we reflect on this tragedy, let's remember those who lost their lives in Lewiston. Their stories deserve to be heard, and their memories must inspire us to advocate for change. Let's start with an overview of the incident itself. The shooting took place at a popular bowling alley and a nearby restaurant in Lewiston. In the span of a single evening, 18 individuals lost their lives. Many more were hurt, resulting in a significant toll on the community. The shooter was identified as Robert Card. He was a U.S. Army reservist and had a prior history of mental health issues. After the shooting, Card became a fugitive, leading to a nationwide manhunt. Tragically, he was found dead days later from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Imagine the fear and chaos felt by the community during that time. Local businesses, schools, and families were all affected. The outpouring of grief was palpable. Vigils were held, memorials were organized, and community members gathered to mourn together. Yet amid the sorrow, there is a growing sense of anger and disbelief. Why did this happen, and what can be done to prevent it in the future? This shooting has sparked a national conversation around gun violence. Let's take a closer look at the public reaction. People everywhere are expressing their heartbreak and frustration over yet another mass shooting. Communities have come together to honor the victims and support their families. Local and federal law enforcement agencies worked diligently to respond to the crisis. They aimed to bring the shooter to justice and restore a sense of safety within the community. But this incident is not just another tragic news story. It's a call for action that many advocates are responding to. Gun violence, viewed by many as a public health crisis, claims nearly 45,000 lives annually in the United States. These numbers are staggering and demand our attention. The conversation surrounding this shooting has reignited debates on gun control laws. Advocates are calling for stronger regulations on firearm access and ownership. What measures are people proposing? Common-sense gun safety measures have been suggested, such as universal background checks. Many believe it's essential to ban assault weapons to reduce the chances of mass shootings. Red flag laws are also a major focus. These laws would allow authorities to temporarily remove firearms from individuals deemed a threat. Now, it's important to bring public health strategies into this conversation. Experts emphasize that we must identify risk factors and implement evidence-based interventions. By doing this, we can reduce firearm-related injuries and deaths. So, what are some immediate steps we can focus on as a community? Increased mental health support is one area that needs urgent attention. Understanding the signs of mental distress can help prevent potential tragedies. Community safety initiatives can also play a role in addressing these issues. Local governments should encourage open discussions on gun safety. We need to find a balance between respecting the rights of responsible gun owners while protecting the community. As we continue to reflect on the impacts of the Lewiston shooting, we face the harsh reality of what gun violence means for everyday people. This tragedy serves as a stark reminder of the ongoing crisis. We must address not just the symptoms of gun violence, but the underlying conditions that contribute to it. There's a lot at stake here. If you found this video informative and want to stay updated on important issues like this one, please give us a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think should be done about gun violence in America? Let's keep this conversation going. Thank you for watching. Together, we can make a difference, one conversation at a time.